Today I'm going to tell you an interesting story about the life of Saint Albert the Great. Saint Albert is also known as the patron saint of scientists and philosophers. He was born around the year 1200 in Lauingen, Germany, into a noble family. From a young age, he showed an insatiable curiosity about the world around him. He loved learning things about nature, the stars, plants, and animals, subjects not always common in his time. When he was young, he went to study at the University of Padua in Italy. There, he encountered the Dominican order, a group of friars dedicated to preaching and teaching. Inspired by their devotion, Albert decided to join them, even though his family initially opposed it. His decision marked the beginning of his dedication to intellectual pursuits. He studied philosophy and theology with deep passion, and later he became a priest. Soon after, he began teaching at various universities, including Cologne and Paris, where his lectures attracted students from across Europe. Among his pupils was Thomas Aquinas, who would later become one of the greatest theologians in history of the Catholic Church, and would later become a saint. He was also known as a scientist and a naturalist, which was quite a rare hobby for a priest at that time. He wrote extensively on physics, astronomy, chemistry, biology, and even zoology. He also wrote numerous books, which helped reintroduce the works of Aristotle to Europe, bridging ancient philosophy with Christian theology. Because of his balanced approach between science and faith, the Church would later call him the patron saint of scientists and philosophers. In 1260, Pope Alexander IV appointed Albert as Bishop of Regensburg, a position he accepted out of obedience rather than ambition. Despite his status, he lived simply and continued to care for the poor. After 2 years, he resigned to return to teaching and writing, which he loved more than honors or power. His humility and wisdom made him a respected figure throughout Europe. In his later years, Albert worked tirelessly to defend the Christian doctrine from the attacks of the Arian heresy. It was a heretical belief which denies the divinity of Jesus Christ. He always believed that truth never contradicts with the truth, and that science and faith must work together for us to understand God's work. In his later life, Albert's memory slowly aged, and on November 15, 1280, he passed away, leaving behind his work of science, philosophy, and theology as his legacy. He left 38 volumes of writing which covered nearly every branch of knowledge known to medieval Europe. In 1931, he was declared Doctor of the Church by Pope Pius XI to honor his lifelong devotion to wisdom and truth. His body is currently resting inside a stone casket located in the Church of St. Andrew in Cologne, Germany, where people could come to offer prayers and petitions. He is also venerated as the patron saint of scientists and philosophers. His feast day is celebrated every 15th of November. If you like stories like this, support us, follow, like, and subscribe.